Hello there. I am live and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you have been thinking, OMG, what am I going to do about giving birth in the hospital if my team can't be with me or if visitors are limited? You are in the right place. I'm so glad that you are here. I am Mandy Irby. I am the birth nurse, and I believe our bodies are powerful, and with the right support, we are unstoppable. I am going live for a few days, at least 5 days in a row right now. This is day 2 of staying updated on COVID-19 in pregnancy. Welcome. These are the most updated information that we have right now. I'm sharing with you. And today we're talking about virtual support and how can you survive childbirth with limited support? What if you can only have one support person or no support people? That is real and that is happening all over the country and all over the world. And it can powerfully affect your birth, your childbirth, your labor, your experience. But I think there are some things that you can do to make it better and to improve your chances of feeling supported, even if you can't have a room full of the people that you wanted with you initially. So, welcome. If you can hear me, let me know. Oh, hey, Lisa from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Put your questions in the comment box or put them in the comments down below if you're watching the replay, because I'm getting to them and I'm answering them, and it's great conversation. Yesterday, we talked about home birth versus hospital birth. So after this, make sure you check that out. And also, we had our free Julie's a prenatal yoga instructor and childbirth educator, spinning babies parent instructor. And we taught over 100 people because the class was full the entire time we were teaching for that 1 hour yesterday of a free childbirth class in COVID-19. And it was amazing. It was so amazing. I feel so bad. I feel like I really dropped the ball because the Zoom recording, the replay is like the small squares instead of the big squares. And I don't even know how that happened. And I was like so embarrassed when I watched it. But the replay is up. If you missed it, got an email from me. And our next childbirth education class is a complete class. 3 hours, your condensed version for everything you need for a confident birth in COVID-19 on Tuesday. That's in the chat box and I'll put it down below. So I have a few links down below and I'll talk about that. But, you are the strongest person that I know today. You are the strongest person that I know. My son just came up to me like 5 minutes ago. He's 5 and I was brushing my teeth and getting ready. And he said something about the Hulk and how he was kind of disappointed that when I made his birthday cake this last year, that it didn't have the entire Hulk. It just had his fist. And he said, well, that's okay because he's really known for his fist, like his Hulk smash, and then he did like the move. And he said, yeah, because I just love the Hulk. He's the strongest person I know. I thought, oh, I like that. So today we're going to talk a little bit we're going to include some affirmations in these live videos because why the heck not? We need those in our life. So at the top of your notes today, write down, you are the strongest person I know. That is going to be your affirmation for today. Just stick it on your mirror and I want you to look at it all day today. When you wake up in the morning, I want that to be your Hulk smash affirmation. I love that. So you are the strongest person that I know. Virtual support. Yes, if you are over there watching in the live, thank you for the likes and the love. Thumbs up if you are curious about virtual support. Thumbs up if you have more than one person that you want to be with you in your birth. We are going to try to make that happen today. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, maybe you can I have notes right here. Duh. I always have notes. Maybe you can have a support person. Maybe you can have one. Maybe you can have none. This is the time to get clear on what you need from physical support. So I'm talking to the people who are in their 3rd trimester, 2nd trimester. They're thinking about this. They're waking up thinking about this. Their partners are wringing their hands because all of a sudden they're the only one. They have to be the everything for you. And I know there's some labor nurses watching and some birth professionals that are also interested in how to support people best on limited support in their room. And now that we're on quarantine, laboring is happening in one room. There's no like walking around the halls or up the steps or anything like that, generally in hospitals. So with your paper that you wrote your Hulk smash affirmation on at the top, underneath today, you're going to be working on what do you need from physical support? What does that look like for you when you close your eyes and you imagine what your birth scenario is doing in your mind. What are people doing for you? What are people doing with you? What are you getting from them in a physical sense? If they're not touching, it could be just an energy, or it could be someone that's close, or it could be someone patting your head with a cold washcloth, giving you water through a bendy straw. Write it down. There's not like a right answer or a wrong answer. This isn't a test. This is how you're feeling. So yesterday, your information, your list was kind of a two-sided, like information on what your biggest goals were and what was the most important thing about your birth, and how are you going to be able to get that right now, and how that might change. So you're doing the work for the next few months, because how that might change through every week as situations are changing. So getting clear on the most important part for you is what you're doing this week. Who can provide what you need from physical support? Who on your OG team? We're going to call it the OG team because they're the originals. They're the people that you've asked to be in your room, or you dream about them being in your room. You hope they can make it there with you. You picture them helping you, supporting you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And I say a lot when I'm live because I'm like doing a few things. Sorry. Who are those people? You can write the list of all the people on your OG team and look and see who can do truly, like dig deep down. We're not talking about feelings. We're not talking, this is kind of a crisis. It is a crisis in medicine right now. If you're giving birth in the hospital, going into that, your birth is not a crisis. Birth is not a crisis. Childbirth is not a crisis. But where you may be going, they may be in crisis. Or in the next few weeks, it may escalate, and probably will. So in a crisis, this is very clear. One word, you're putting one word or one star, and it's okay if it's not today, but start thinking about one person who can do that. And I'm not talking about who wants to be there. Notice, I'm choosing my words very carefully for this exercise. And also, I know that I am not doing this exercise. I am not pregnant, and I'm not in your shoes. And that is how I can smile, because that is a lot. And what you're doing is a lot. And you're the strongest person I know. So who can provide that physical thing for you? And then who's your OG team from the OG team? All right. Now that you've done that on your paper, on your Hulk smash, next is how can you beef up your new team? Your new team is going to be so colorful and so special and so important to you. It just may look different when you close your eyes and see your birth in your mind. It may look different, and this is what it might look like. How can you beef up your new team? I love a birth plan. You know what a birth plan is? It is not a grocery list of what you want in your birth. It is communication between you and your birth team. And it is your goals, your biggest things that you're going in with, your story, if you want to include that, the things you don't want to forget, and the things that you need people to know, even if you're in a contraction, even if you go into labor or go into the hospital in transition. You still want this team to know you, to know about you, and to know the biggest and most important things to you. If you have a birth plan, like this video, thumbs up. If you're working on one, thumbs up. If you're feeling a little guilty that you don't have one already, thumbs up. This is not the time for that. It's okay if you don't have one. It's intimidating, and it made me feel a little bit like I was closed in on my options. That's not the case. This is communication with your nurse and your provider, because your new team that may consist of a person that you bring definitely consists of your team within the medical system. Yay for labor nurses. They are at work. They are waiting for you. They love what they do, and they want to help you through this. They do not love that you can't have 5 people with you. They do not love that your family can't travel from afar to be with you and to support you and to hold your baby and hug you and hold you. They don't like that either. But here we are, new team, colorful, ready to go. There's going to be less interruptions for them. They're not going to be opening that locked door to the unit. They're not going to be, they might be answering phone calls, but there's not going to be as many cesareans going on. Like, they're going to be your person for a lot of people. Give them information about you. Tell them a little bit about your story. Tell them what's most important in these times for you. Healthy mom and healthy baby, You can write it, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the you stuff that's specific to you. What do they need to know? What will help them get to know you very quickly, very intimately, and like you? What can you write down so that they like you and they want to help you? People love stories. We love stories. You give them a little chunkier story, they're going to connect with you so fast, much faster than you're going to want to do in person. They're going to read that and be like, I love her. I love them. I just want this to work out. And nurses want this to work out anyway. I'm just saying that's a quicker connection for you guys. That can happen in your birth plan. So that's a tool to connect your new team faster. Bring people virtually. This is by phone call, or video call, or video chat. Okay, so that is like FaceTime or texting, which is tough if you're alone, but you and your partner can text your doula, your family member, your birth queen that loves and trusts birth, that you wanted to be with you but isn't. You can meet with them a few ways. I have an Amazon list down below of some a strong mama, of some packing list ideas, like tripods, um, speakers, and I put an iPad in there because that's what I have, with like a protective device so you can prop it up and watch people if they're talking to you or demonstrating a position. I've talked to a few doulas, and they say that they support birth virtually by phone. They do phone calls, they do text, and they can do video chat. And that's okay. It's not the same. So this video was titled virtual doula, or thumbnail was virtual doula. Having someone talk to you instead of be with you is not the same. And every educator out there, every therapist out there, everyone who's meeting people through a screen this week can feel it's different. There is just not the same energy. There's not that same connection when you're like energies are next to each other and I can just look at you, and through a screen, it's very different. And I can feel you and I can touch your arm if that's what we're doing. It's not the same. But come on, it's what we've got. Okay. So it's the best that can happen right now. It can still be powerful. And as a lot of people are noticing, with smaller amount of time and smaller resources to get things done, we are getting shit done in a very quick way. So imagine condensing your doula support and your birth queen support down to a few video chats. You are going to get so much good information and love and support and positions and ideas from them in that time, that it's still going to be powerful for you. So if you have thought of that and you're considering that it's not worth because the money and the virtual support, they are still amazing people. They can still reduce your risk for cesarean. They can still shorten your labor time. Like, all of the numbers are still the same for having continuous support in labor. And the studies show they don't even have to be a person that's touching you. They don't have to be doing the back massage. They can just be in your room. So even if they're not in your room, put them on the video. They're going to be doing other stuff. You're going to be doing other stuff. And they can chime in when you need them. And otherwise, you and your other birth team, birth partner, if you can have one, or your nurse, you are going to figure this out and you can do this. Okay. A lot of times people in labor have their eyes closed. They don't even know who's near them. They just know people are near them, or they know if there's a shift in the tension. They can feel a little bit of that energy, but their eyes are closed. Many times I will be supporting someone very close so that when they open their eyes, they don't feel alone, even though they don't need me right there, like doing something, because they've got it. When they open their eyes, to be like, oh my gosh, here comes another one. We're right there. We're like, yeah, here comes another one. Let's do this. And she's like, oh, okay. I didn't know if you were still there. I kind of fell asleep for a second. Okay. It doesn't require someone to be there. It doesn't require someone rubbing your back. That is what we show a lot of images about. That is what they are very good at, these birth support doulas and family members. But now your list is going to include what you need physically from that one person or from your nurse, and everything else can be done through this screen, because that's the best that we're doing right now. And it's still going to be great. It's going to be great. The Amazon checklist, the tripod so that no one has to be holding a phone. I have the ones, oh gosh, it was just right here. I have the ones with like the bendy arms, and you can attach it to like the hospital bed or to a handlebar in the bathroom. If you're like in the shower, you can like hug the towel bar. I'm going to blame my kids. They ran off with it. I also carry like a lot of painter's tape just to angle my cameras a lot of times or to support them so that they're at the right angle. Pack what you need. So while you're making your birth plan or your birth list or your communication, and you're making a list for what to pack, um, have everything that you're going to need for a virtual support. So chargers, tripods, iPads, all of the things, all of the chargers for all of the things. I think it's crucial to make a list of what you have packed, and that's for your support people to help you use the tools that you've packed. So I would love, as a nurse, like even if I don't love lists or numbers, to not have to dig into your personal bag, but to have a list and be like, "What'd you pack this for?" And then you tell me, and I would say, "Oh, that's amazing. Can we get it out?" Like you've thought of all of these amazing things, but if they're shoved in a bag, or if you go in active labor, you're not going to unpack all your stuff, but they can still use those tools to help you. Are you with me? Let me know. Are you with me? Show me some likes. Let me know. And then I love this little tidbit before we go to questions. I love this little tidbit when you are having virtual support. Okay. Let me back up. Have you ever had a baby before? Let me know. Have you ever had a baby? Have you ever had a baby in the time of cell phones? Okay. What happened to your cell phone while you were in labor, or while you were waiting to go back for your cesarean, or while you were in your cesarean, or while you're in the 1 hour moment of recovery? Your phone was blowing up. It was. I just can tell the future. Your phone is going to be blowing up. And what is everyone doing right now? Sitting at home, waiting for your baby. If anyone has asked you in the last few days, are you still pregnant? They're calling you when you're in labor. Okay. So they're calling you. They are texting you. They are texting your support person. A way to separate and to stay in the space, in your birth space, however that looks, even if it's a cesarean, even if it's a long induction, the way to stay focused on that day for you, not COVID, not what your birth was going to look like, not what you wished it was. We're controlling what we can control this week. You have a lot under your control. You have a lot of jobs. I'm like, hey, go to my childbirth class. You're going to have more jobs, a ton of homework. It's wonderful. So many resources. To stay focused in your zone and in the place that you need to be to work hard for that experience. Turn off the devices, but you can't because you're getting virtual support. So my suggestion is put do not disturb on your phone and your devices. And then the people that can provide you that support that are on your list, that you want to hear from, that can benefit your birth, put them in your favorites. Okay, that's what, and then make sure that your setting says, here's favorites, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of them's the school. I can take that out in my labor. They're probably not going to call me, but what if? Turn off your email notifications. Turn off your notifications. Go to do not disturb and make sure that the people, like do a test run. Make sure the people on your favorites list, on your labor list, on your team, your new team, can get in touch with you. And that's it. Turn it back on later. It's going to be wonderful to hear all of the support from all of the people that love you and your baby. But during your job, that's a distraction. That's getting you out of that cave. That's getting you out of that space. People are asking things that you have no control over what they say. They might take you to a place that you don't want to be, right? They might make you feel a way that you don't want to feel, like you're on a clock, like you could have had a baby a month ago and it would have been different, like someone tested positive in the hospital that you're at. Really? Is that going to help you? Is that going to support you? You can probably wait for later to hear that, probably. Because what's going to change, right? How are things going to change? Not a whole lot. You can't just, I mean, you could walk out of the hospital, but make sure the people on your list know how you want to be supported and then how to reach you. Like, don't change your phone while you're in phone number while you're in labor, because they're not going to be able to reach you. Okay, if you are getting some good tips from this, thank you for the likes or the dislikes. If you're not a fan, it helps anyways. Helps more people learn and see. This is the next video that I want you to watch. It makes sense with what we're talking about. It's home versus hospital. And next, we're going to do questions. I have a bunch. Well, I have some comments at least. So put your questions over here. If your brain is moving, put some questions over there. I have, next, you guys voted on, is the medical system ready for birth in a pandemic? So if you still are interested in that, that is coming. And how to stay home and get home quickly, or how to stay out of the hospital as much as possible during COVID. That's what I'm thinking is next. Let me know what you think about that idea. And that'll be tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. And then here in the chat and here down below is the link to Tuesday's class. It is affordable. There are scholarships available. Click the link. Go check it out. It's like a really quick page where you can go sign up. Join us on Tuesday evening. It's going to be 2 instructors, 3 hours, and you're going to be moving. So wear like comfortable clothes. You can bring a mat, blow up your ball, bring your partner, put us on the TV. It's going to be really, really great. The class size is very limited so that we can include discussion and questions and get through everything. But we're going to throw a ton of information at you so that it can be your birthing class. It can like be what you need. It's going to be so good. So, so good. But it's not going to be information overload because you already have that. It's going to be enough for you to like get and practice and feel inspired and confident. So don't forget to click that. I would love to hang out with you on Tuesday. It's going to be so fun. We loved teaching together the other day. She had like Star Wars action figures and Barbies came out. I was on my ball. It was crazy. I need to water this super sick plant right behind me. Okay, Nicole watching from Ireland. If you guys have questions, I'm going to be on here for a few more minutes. Ask me. If you have questions later, put them in the comments. I do answer them and I can follow up with a video because I'm going live every day. Share with a pregnant friend or anyone who's just freaking out right now because I'm hoping that more information is calming everyone and giving you actions to do and kind of like do the next right thing, as Anna says, right? We just do the next right thing because what else? Are we going to sit and like worry? No, we don't need to do that. We don't want to send those worry hormones to our baby. Nicole is watching from Ireland. Hey, Lisa from Pittsburgh. Tabitha, good morning. One support person allowed in the hospital where you'll be giving birth at. Yep, that is the most common. Also, did you guys know that your politicians, like your governor, can change the directive of who is allowed with you in birth? Yes, I can do a whole video on this if you want. I even could have some guests if that's interesting for you, because I have heard from doulas just this week who have banded together. One had a team of one had a team of a lot. They banded together. They got in front of their governor, not face to face, I don't think. They got information in front of their governor, and their governor amended I don't know if it was a bill. I don't really know the terms. They amended the directive of how many and whom can go into the hospital with birthing people in maternity care. How sick is that? Yeah. So because of all of the evidence that reduces cesareans, shortens labor, improves birth experiences, they were able to describe and explain and prove to the politicians who did not know what doulas were. They don't know what midwives are. They don't know what a lot of that stuff is. They proved that they were essential to labor and they should be not under the visitor category. So they were essential staff in birth. Isn't that great? That's awesome. I don't think it replaces your nurse. I think it's part of the team and I think they do different things, but I think it also helps your nurse know that when they have another patient or they have a lot going on, they're strained, or if they're being pulled, or if they're being on minimal staffing to prevent the spread or prevent contamination or infection, then the doula is there. They're like the first line. They're always there. They're supporting the support person. And it just is smoother. Like there is no limit on how much positive support someone can have in birth. Come on. So this is not like, oh, well, they have a nurse. Like, come on. I think everyone who can have a doula which is everyone. I think everyone should have a doula. Not everyone can. Lisa, thanks for the thumbs up. Cambria, husband and doula. Awesome. My hospital is allowing one. Yep, Cambria. So you have two people. So uh, how do you guys feel about it not being your partner if you choose that? Something to think about. I've heard that thrown around. What if I want someone that can provide different things than my partner? Sit with it, write it down, look at it, sit with it, talk with your partner, see what they feel, how they feel. So they might be on the same page and just don't want to tell you. It's time to just get it out there. Get it out there. You may not even choose that, but I would get that conversation going, because if it's sitting like deep within you, it's just going to sit there and it's not going to help you until you get it moving. Maybe when you say it, you're like, that's a terrible idea. But you just don't know until you start moving through that. Lisa, I agree. I always recommend my clients put a small paragraph about themselves and what they're looking for in their birth. Yeah, that's awesome. Giselle, hey from California. Anna, Radford, Virginia. Doula from Connecticut. Hey. Watching live. Giselle, love L&D nurses. I'm a NICU nurse here and go to the high-risk deliveries. Hey, that's awesome. Daniela loves it. Let's see if there's questions. Cambria, try to give him as much information as possible on the positive outcomes. Ask why he is against it. I think you're talking about not allowing visitors or doulas. If they start not allowing, I'm considering home birth and have talked with the midwife. However, my husband is completely against it. Thoughts? Yeah, that is tricky. And so the response was, Cambria, try giving him as much information as possible on the positive outcomes. Ask why he's against it. Yep. Yes, my doulas are attempting to get a petition for doulas to be on the care team. That's awesome. Okay, we can do information about that, Cambria. That would be great. Yeah, I'll dig in and talk to the rock stars who are already working on that in other states and see what we can do. Thank you for this, Mandy. Hey, Anna. Thanks. Do you talk about a birth plan? What's important for the nurse? Information. Yes. Well, on Tuesday we talk a ton about it. Yeah, and you get all of like birth plan template and what's the other one? Roadmap for your birth, because we talk about awesome coping, like exceptional coping. Do you talk about that? Yeah, and specifically what can help your nurse and what that language looks like in your birth plan. Yes, we go through that in the class. In Portugal, they don't allow anyone during labor. Oh my gosh. Oh, Daniela, you are going to have a big virtual team, huh? Yeah. So the question about husband completely against it. Yeah, I would continue the conversation if you're really for it. And the home birth, like I said yesterday, doesn't fix everything. But if you are really for it and you guys are really broken, keep discussing, talk to your provider when you have an appointment. Hopefully you guys are doing telehealth to stay quarantined or to stay distance, and have your partner talk to the midwife about their concerns, because the midwives are very used to hearing that and can give, truths about and honor those discomforts, because it's very uncomfortable for a lot of people to wrap their mind around that. Is it safe? How do we make it safe? And sometimes that requires more information. So good job talking about it. It is something to talk about. It's a big decision and it's not something to make lightly or hastily. Put that phone on do not disturb. Thanks, Anna. I thought that was a great idea too. And it helps everyone in the room just stay focused instead of answering questions. Because at this time, like, so many people are on social media and watching and waiting already in their life, that your family and your people in your life are undoubtedly doing the same thing, and then can like zone in on you and your experience and want all the information. It's like we go to have a baby and people think we forget them. Like we'll forget to tell them that we had a baby. That's not going to happen. We're going to tell you, just not like right before it happens, probably. All right, guys, that is time. I love hanging out with you guys in the mornings. So I will see you again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. I will put a bug. What? Oh, live video, a bug in some of the doulas' ears that I heard from earlier this week and see if they wanna join me on a live just like this. It would be a split screen, and you'd have 2 faces talking to you. I know that's kinda weird, but I think that they have good information, and it should be shared to the world. So share this with a pregnant friend, like or dislike however you felt, but if you learned something, I'm so, so happy. Also, you're the strongest person I know today. Did you write it down? Put it on your mirror. I hope you see it in the morning, and I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Bye.